Alright, welcome back guys to yet another tutorial in which we're going to learn how to turn the simple flat text into a punched, pressed text effect. So, what have I done so far? I've simply taken this background, and this background has a gradient. If I take this fill tool, you can see I've added a gradient. Let me zoom it out and show you. This one is the light green color here, 81FF00. And this one is the dark green color 284D01. And I'm going to choose the move tool. I'm going to take this background, I'm going to lock it. Let's bring in this text closer. And so far, I've just written this text called Punch It. And I've chosen the font family of Sitka on a display bold font style. Now there is a bit of a gap here that I noticed. I wanted to reduce it. For that, I'm going to go here in the Windows, down to text, and open up the character panel. And here you see is the leading override. I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. So it's kind of a bit closer to it. So I'm going to close it. As for the font size, it's at 180 points. And now just realign it vertically once again and hit apply. And for now, I'm going to change the color of this text and somewhat going to match it to the background since it's a gradient. But I'm not going to apply a gradient on the text. I'm going to simply apply a green colored text on it of the hex code 558A502. So it's this nice green in between and it's going to look nice. And to turn this text now into a punched in or a pressed text, I'm going to come down here in the FX and the layers menu. Hit FX, open it up, the layers effect, keep it right next to it. And right on top, we have the Bevel and Emboss, and I'm going to hit it. And from here, the 4 choices, I'm going to choose this one called the Emboss. And you might get surprised, it looks punched out, not punched in. That is because it's set on Emboss. And if I press inward, you can instantly notice now it looks punched in. And now, instead of wasting your time about trying about too many things, what's going to happen, I'm going to one by one put in the values that I felt was good enough for this particular tutorial. So we have the emboss, and on the radius, I'm going to break this length of aspect ratio. And for the emboss, I'm going to fill 3.5 pixels. I'm going to press tab. And to help you better understand it, I'm just going to zoom it in by pressing Control and bringing it in. And now here you can notice what is really going on. So if we have the shadow here, you can bring it closer to the letter P so that this inside part particularly pops out so you would be able to notice it. So when I increase the radius, you can see it increases the blur. So I'm going to set it to a value of 3.5 pixels. And I'm going to increase the depth really strong, like this. And I'm going to put it on 17.1 pixel. And for the softness, I'm going to keep it to 0 because we don't want it to look blurry in any case. So I'm going to keep it down to 0. And now for the highlight, we have 75% opacity. I'm going to reduce it down to 60%. And similarly for the shadow, it's way too black. I'm going to push it down to a 60% and allow it to let us blend in some of the background color in it. Okay, so we have the Bevel and Emboss turned in, and the next one that I'm going to add to it is going to be the inner shadow. Because if you really look at it, if the light is falling here on this surface and hitting it here, but you can notice that this whiteness, because of the light pattern, is like a streak, and it's not distributed along this whole bevel. So we can see that this flat surface here, or this flat surface here, that gives it the depth, the bevel, does not have enough of that light hitting all over the area. It's just particularly here, or it's particularly here. So to work that out, we're going to add inner shadow. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to zoom out a bit so that you can see it nicely with its overall strength and visibility. Select the text. I'm going to push it kind of here, go to the inner shadow, and it's on multiply mode. We'll keep it on 50% opacity. The radius, I'm going to put it around more at around 6.4. Okay, and now I'm going to increase the offset. Let me freely move it for you to see what this is going to do. So you can see what it's really doing. Okay, so it's going to help us make things look properly dark at this end, and then later on we'll add more to make this area really white. So for the offset, the value I'm going to put in is going to be 11.7, and for the intensity, just at about 10%. So this gives us this nice falling shadow effect and this dark effect on the inside that really elevates this feeling of depth and shadow. And now I'm going to go here in the outer shadow. I'm going to tick on it. And first of all, I'm going to change the blend, and I'm going to make it from multiply to screen. And for the opacity, it's at 50%. I'm going to let it stay here for the moment. And for the radius, let me show you what happens when I increase the radius. It's not much visible because we haven't added the offset. It's only when we add the offset that the radius factor begins to really show up. Okay, and you'd be still thinking that nothing is happening much, and that is because of the color. The highlight has to have a white color. And now when I increase the offset, you can see what's really going on. Okay, and this is what's going to happen with the radius. Okay, so you're going to set it nicely here to make it look really, really white. So the radius is going to be 4.2. The offset is going to be 6.1. You can see a bright white streak here now. And for the intensity, slightly higher at 5%. The angle is 315. It's white color. And with that, if I move it out now, and so now you can see here, wherever there's black color, it shows a really nice crisp feeling of depth going in, and there is a nice feeling of light hitting the corner surface that makes it lit up. And I'm going to come down here and press scale it with object, and I'm going to close it. And now if I just kind of zoom it out and kind of bring it in here, make sure it's perfectly aligned, and now it looks really nice punched in. But there's one thing, and that is the color that we have on the text. Of course, if a surface is punched in, it's going to look darker than the surface that's on the top. So I'm going to give it a particular color. I'm going to come here on the right hand side, and here I'm going to fill a value of 2F5904. Press tab, and now it's a nice dark value. And if you feel it's a bit too dark, you can kind of reduce it for your taste and make it lighter as much as you feel like justifies your style. You can keep it here, but I'm going to just go and make sure that I'm going to make it exactly the color that I wanted it to be, and let it have this nice dark color of 2F5904. I'm going to zoom it in, and with that, our feeling of punched text and a 3D feel is complete. Hope you really liked the tutorial, and I'll be back really soon with another one.